we're going to be looking at 2 Kings, chapters 1 and 2. It's the end of Elijah's ministry and the beginning of his protege, Elisha's ministry. We see that in chapter 1 there, this is basically the last act of Elijah. There was a man who had fallen, and he was injured and didn't know if he was going to recover. And so he called upon the leaders to go and inquire of a foreign god whether or not he would recover. And Elijah was prophesied to, and he went and he shared with them, because you're turning to other gods, you're not turning to the God of Israel, you will not recover, you will die from this. And then he left and he went up on a hill probably to pray. And they sent messengers in groups of 50 to him to inquire with him again. And as he went down there, or as they went to go visit him up on the hill, he said, "Oh, am I a man of God?" And then he said, "If so, then fire will come down from heaven and kill you all." And it did. And they sent up another group of 50, and the fire came down and killed them as well. And then a third group came up, and they got down on their knees and pleaded and asked him to come down. So he came down and basically prophesied again, "You will not recover from this injury because you have turned against the Lord." And he died. And from that time, Elijah was trying to go because he knew it was his time to go home with the Lord. And Elisha was staying real close to him. And Elijah kept trying to get rid of him, kept giving him excuses, go here, go there. And Elisha would not leave his sight. And Elijah finally said, "What do I have to do to get rid of you?" And he says, "I want a double portion of the blessing of the Lord, the double portion of the Holy Spirit that's inside of you, I want on me." And Elijah said, "Okay, if you see me go to heaven, then you will have that." And shortly after that, as they were walking together, a chariot of fire ran between the two of them and scooped up Elijah and took him up into a whirlwind of fire into heaven. And Elijah saw it and was like, "Yes, I saw it." And he got a hold of the mantle, or basically the cape of Elijah, and he went off to do amazing and great things in the Lord immediately. You know, the people saw him when he came into town, and they said, "This same spirit that was on Elijah is on this man, Elisha." And I got a fly bothering me. And I just thought it was really cool. You know, as I'm looking through this, I'm going, man, how often do I expect that much of the Holy Spirit in my life? How many times have I saw these men of the Lord that I greatly respect and see how mighty they are in God's name, the work that they're doing? And how many times have I said, "God, I want a double portion of that"? You know, usually we take that humble approach of, and I could never attain to be that. I'm not that good of a person. You know, God can't use me. But why not? You know, what is one man compared to another? It all comes down to our faith. How is our faith in the Lord? Is it strong? Are we willing to just die and surrender to him every single day and say, "God, you are the Lord of my life. I give you this day, lead and guide me, use me for your purposes"? I mean, why can't he do that? It really is up to us whether or not we are willing to be like Elisha and say, "I want a double portion of the Holy Spirit. I want to be used by God in mighty, mighty ways." Now, I think it's a test of our faith whether or not we believe that's even possible, but it is possible. Because even Jesus said, you know, the same spirit that lives in him would be the same spirit that lives in us. And it's true. We have the Holy Spirit and we can do greater things than Jesus. That's what the Bible said, because it's the Holy Spirit inside of us that's doing it. And the church is not bound by the limitation of one man. Jesus was one man. I mean, he was fully God, but he was in a physical form of one man. He could only be in one place at one time, and he could only address what was there in front of him. But the Holy Spirit that lives inside of us as the church today is widespread and covers the whole earth. So why can't the Holy Spirit do even more than what Jesus was able to do? And that Holy Spirit lives inside of you. You can do awesome and great things in the name of the Lord. Seek the Lord. Ask for that double portion today. Be blessed. Love you guys.